Usborne is known for their educational books, what we like to call our homework helpers, and they have them for kids of every age. So in this video I'm going to show you some that are geared towards science. So this first one, this is our Lift the Flap first questions and answers. We have two of these. This one is what makes it rain. The other one is how do plants grow. And this is great for ages 3 and up. And it just has very, very simple questions on each flap, as you can see. Like this one, is it going to rain today? And then flip the thing down and you can find out the answer. So what I like about our question and answer books is that the question is on the flap and kids can kind of think about the answer. You can talk to it with your kid and then you can lift the flap and see if you're correct. What's also really cool, the pictures are great, especially for those young kids. These are really very simple answers to questions that kids have, and it does a great job of kind of breaking things down and explaining it to them. But what's good is that the answer is not just right there in front of their face. They're able to kind of think about it. You can talk about it and then find out the answer. So that is our Lift the Flap first questions and answers. Also for the 3 to 4-year-old and up, we have my very first series. This one's about space. We also have one about castles, which is not really science. But we also have a new one coming out that's about our world, and then we also have one on dinosaurs. My son loves these. He's 2, and he just loves the pictures in these. Doesn't really quite understand the information because he's still pretty young. But you can see we can talk about naming the different planets on this page. We like to talk about just identifying, so object recognition. There's a lot of the pages in these books have these like sequential, like here's space school, which you're going to do as you go through the different stages. And it's kind of talked about different aspects of space, and the other books do the same thing as well. So bright pictures, small chunks of information for those young kids to digest. We have another Lift the Flap series, just questions and answers. And a lot of these deal with science-related topics, animals, dinosaurs, our world, your body, all kinds of things. And again, it's kind of the same concept as the one I showed you a minute ago. The questions are on the flap, and then you lift the flap and find out the answer. So again, you can talk to your kids about the different answers that could be possible. So these answer the great questions: how, when, why, where, what, that kids, and yes and no, that kids are always asking, and gives them a way to interact and learn at the same time. We have a great big book collection. This one deals with the body. This is recommended for ages 4 and up, I believe. And again, what I've been saying a lot is that it's got those bite-sized chunks of information. I think it's important for young kids, like preschool to kindergarten age. These are these really big fold-outs where you can see inside. It has those little bite-sized chunks of information for them to be able to understand and not have so much information thrown at them. So lots of information in here, but again in a very simple format. See inside your body. We also have a series that's Look Inside. It's kind of the same concept, just a little bit older. And this gives them a chance to interact. So it's got flaps on each thing. You know, you've got flaps to interact with. Lots of great information, again, kind of broken down into little chunks for kids to be able to understand. This is recommended for ages 7 and up, so getting into elementary school. And this is going to be, as you can tell by, there's just more words on the page already from what you saw a minute ago in the big book, but a little bit more advanced than some of the other books. So this is great for those who are already in elementary school and maybe need just a little bit of extra help. Alright, 100 Things to Know About Science. We also have a one coming out called 100 Things to Know About Space. And this just has great information for those curious kids. The moon doesn't shine, it reflects light from the sun. And also through here has activities for them to do. So this is great for like 8 to 10, maybe a little bit older. So again, great information in here, very colorful and interactive as well. We also have a great collection of illustrated encyclopedias. These are the first encyclopedias, so recommended for ages 8 and up. And these deal with all different kinds of topics. So there's these are the ones obviously on science, but there's also ones that deal with the other core subjects as well that kids are working on in school. Again, bright, colorful. The information is broken up to where kids can find what they're looking for if they're studying something in particular at school, if they're talking about their body, if they're talking about brain science, stuff like that, atoms and molecules. So just another way, I know as a teacher myself that I could say the same thing over and over again in my class, but if somebody comes in and says the exact same thing but maybe says it a little bit different, kids tend to maybe understand that better. So it just depends on the delivery, but I think having something like this around the house is great to have so that kids have that just extra resource to go to and maybe says it a little bit different than what they've heard at school. We have our reference books, also recommended for ages 8 and up. These are kind of the same concept as our illustrated encyclopedias, but I think they get a little bit more in depth than what those other ones do. So this is this one's going talking about space and just giving them lots of information about that. So instead of being more general like the encyclopedias are, these focus more on a specific topic. And then lastly, here's another one of our awesome encyclopedias. This is Living World. Again, broken down into different areas, so if kids are working on that to school, they can kind of they can go back to the index and figure out what are we studying in school, and then see which one is going to be more fitted for what they're doing. We have lots of these. There's also ones on chemistry, biology, genes and DNA, so there's lots and lots of science topics to choose from. So hopefully this video has shown you some that you can get for your kids.